So my name is Elsa Asrat. I'm the founder of Loving and Leading Others.
Okay. Loving and Leading Others? Nice.
Our organization focuses on women and children with HIV positive.
Okay.
But since COVID, before COVID, we were in Ethiopia doing the work. But after COVID, we haven't fully gone back, but we are working through partnership. That means like we work with different organization, local organization as well. So one of our partner came to be the blind school, because our team learned that this blind school run by government, which is very low budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the basic, but they don't provide a different level of what the blind kids or children need.
Mm-hmm.
So we tap into those opportunity, and we wanted to bring some sanitary pad for girls. And these girls, they don't have any way of supporting themselves or getting any support. So I partnered with you before I went. One of their needs also was white cane,
mm-hmm.
and you were able to provide. And it's amazing what we learned about their situation. These kids mostly come from outside of Addis. Addis is the capital city of Ethiopia. And their parents, usually they don't expose them into the community because they feel ashamed about having a blind child, because they're bringing curse, they're bringing burden to the family. So the parents is always ashamed about having a blind children, so they don't expose them into the community, let alone to send them to school. And to begin with, there's no school for blind there. Mm-hmm. And now what happened is that they bring them to this school with the clothes that they're wearing, but they never go back to look or to visit that child. So it's like they get rid of those children and never look back. So these children emotionally, mentally, physically, really outcasted, ostracized, and not having any support. So we went to do that. And their resilience, their spirit, the positivity just amazed us in the way how they carry every day-to-day life. And they were so appreciative to receive the donation that we gave them, the sticks and sanitary pad. They were really, really appreciative and grateful. So hopefully in the future, we'll partner more, and because there's about 200 something students, and we only take 17 white cane. Maybe hopefully if you guys have more inventory that you can send to Ethiopia, they would appreciate so much, because honestly, these kids, I was so amazed. They adapted the environment and they're walking with the group to get around. But the problem is, once they finish school, or even to get outside of the school, there's no way they can handle the traffic, the people, because there's no way they can get around without the stick. Mm-hmm. So when we gave them that stick, they were like, wow, this is a life-changing. Now, like, we can go out in the community, be, a person, like we can expose ourselves. Otherwise, they're just stuck in that compound. They can't leave without that stick. So it made a huge difference in their lives. And the girls who received it, they were like, thank you so much. There was a language barrier with me, because they speak a different dialect than I do. And I try to get as much as I can through translation, but they were so grateful to receive the donation.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And one thing that you mentioned earlier, you're talking about resilience. Like, tell me a little bit. You said that they would go in groups together when they would travel around, and then you even told me some of the kids have even mapped out their areas in their mind to the point to where they can even run to a certain extent. Is that right?
Oh, yes. This was mind-boggling for me. First of all, these children, they walk like in 5, 6, like it doesn't matter. I don't know how many group, but they always walks in group, because. And then one thing I realized, they walk sideways. I don't know what's that got to do with how they navigate their surrounding, but they don't go straight, straight line, but they kind of make a diagonal way of going, and then they support one another, and they just hold on to one another's shoulders to get around. But there was this girl, I think I might have her on video as well. I think both her sides are really bad. That's what I've been told. But it's just amazing what I was told, that they kind of make a mental map for their surrounding, and they walk around as a group to get from point A to point B. But because they mastered their environment so well, this girl, she was just running. We were like, what? Like, how could this be possible? But because they're so confident and they use all of other sense of the five senses, four of their senses, and they're able to get around. It's just amazing. Their capacity not to survive, but to thrive as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible, right? And so you mentioned, we're able to provide some canes, and you said that there's also, besides canes, a need for slates and styluses. Is that right?
Absolutely. One of the technology they've been using is to write and to take note is slate and stylus. And we were told before I left if there's any ways that we can provide, but unfortunately I didn't find any, so I didn't took. But that's the way how they read things and write things and communicate when it comes to taking notes in school and things like that. But the thing is, I guess every time slate and stylus get upgraded, and they cannot keep up with the upgrade material, and they're always struggling to find a way to get the updated version. Not only that, but they share, they might have one slate and a stylus in one room. That's how they're able to, not every student would have slate and stylus. They share among them, and it's just difficult for all of the kids to get what they needed.
And you also had shared with me how some kids said that's their first year at school. They may be in first grade, but they're 15 years old. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Like I said, I think most of the kids comes from rural area where there's no education for blind children. And also, they just, like I said, the family never exposed them to the community. So they're socially, they're very behind, I should say. So they might be 15 years old because they've never gone to school. When they come to this blind school, they start first grade at the age of 20. I even heard some of them were old, but they're in elementary level. And I asked why. The reason is because they've never exposed or they've never gone to school. So they have to start from the beginning, from learning ABC and all that stuff. So, that's so sad how these kids they're outcasted, ostracized, and abandoned, not from their community, from their home. And did I mention that once the family bring them into this school, they never look for them? They never come back to say, my family lives in here and things like this. It's just, they're forgotten.
And what's sad is that's unfortunately very common, in many of these countries. And so the work that you're doing is just so important, and to equip and to break that cycle that, these kids and they're people just like anyone else, and that just all they need is the proper tools. If they've got the tools and the training, they can be contributing members of society, right? And so
they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They are
brilliant, resilient, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just never given opportunity as human as anyone else. That's why they're feeling like they can't even contribute. They don't have anything to give. Yeah. But they're so grateful. Very honestly simple, but so gratitude. I was so this is something that really changed my life. because, as living in America, we tend to complain a lot of things that we don't have. But these kids, they got nothing, no family, no sites, but they live life to the fullest, as if every day is their last day. And I blew my mind, and I'm so proud of them.
I'm so glad that you got to experience that. So when is your next trip to Ethiopia?
Next year, around the same time.
Okay, so around June, July of next year.
No, earlier, March or May.
March or May. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's right. All right, so that gives us some time to be able to see how we can continue to support you guys with more canes.
Yes.
See if we can try to get some slate and styluses and get the word out.
Yeah.
And then maybe even also get you connected with more organizations that can support in different ways.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for what you guys do.
Absolutely.
You guys are making a difference in people's life in a very powerful ways, because you're helping them navigate life. Like I said, I think the kids are okay in their compound, but they cannot leave the compound because they never master what outside looks like. They never had that mental map. So even, I don't know if you've ever been to, you said you've been to Africa, but Ethiopia is crazy. Like the traffic, the street is for everyone, for the dogs, the cow, the car, the people. And to navigate that without cane, it's impossible. So the one thing that really excites them when we give them their white cane, they're like, now actually we can go outside of the compound, we can actually live life. And
wow.
They have this well-educated background now since they came to school, but in order for them to go out and find some job or do something in the community, they can't, because there's no way of getting around.
Right.
So what you guys are doing is such incredible work, and truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, you're so welcome, and we'll see what we can do to do more and get the word out so we can get some more canes over there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim, and all the board members, whoever's serving in your organization. I just wanted to honestly salute you and say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, they'll be glad to hear this and hear how we've been able to support you.
Yeah,
and we'll continue to.